me, Rebecca, and today I'm going to be doing a video on confidence. And before I get started, I just want to say I'm filming this with my new Canon Rebel, and I really hope you guys like the quality of this video. I think it's going to be very different, but I'm hoping it's going to be good, and yeah. So today I'm doing a video on confidence, and this is something that I thought I should probably make some things. I think in with our videos we do a lot of tutorials and stuff like that, but we don't do a lot of talking about inner beauty as much, and I want to do that in this video because I've definitely been someone who's struggled so much with my inner beauty. I still to this day have so much trouble finding and coming to terms with certain parts of myself. So I just want to talk about that, and it's definitely an epidemic in the girl world and even the boy world. I don't think it's talked about enough in the boy world because there are things like anorexia and bulimia and eating disorders that you don't think are as common in the boy world, but they are. But today I just want to focus on girls because that's someone I can relate to, something I can relate to, and I mean mostly this channel is watched by girls, so I think it's really important that we all stick together and talk about this. So every single girl, I think it would be a lie if you said you were never feeling unconfident with yourself. I think even the most happy girls who are really sure of themselves feel unconfident at times, and they feel sad or they find something they don't like about each other. And part of this is from people judging. People are always worried that other people are going to judge you for things that you do. And it can be if you like to read and somebody goes, wow, you like to read, that's so strange, and they're judging you. And even if you don't mean to judge someone, sometimes even the smallest things can really affect someone. I still remember lines that someone said to me in 6th grade where they told me they didn't like my sweatshirt, and to this day, every morning when I get dressed, I think about that. And there are lines that have come with me, and a lot of times when you're having a conversation with someone and you might say something like, ew, I hate your sweater or something, and you're just having a conversation, you don't really mean it in a hurtful way, you don't mean to hurt the person. The way that they perceive it is what's important. It's not what you, I understand if you didn't mean it that way, but it's how they perceive it that's important, because if they perceive it harshly, they could go home and just think about it for days and hours. And obviously that's an extreme circumstance, but people analyze your reactions, people analyze what you say, and if you say something that maybe is hurtful to them, they might think about it for the rest of their life. And I think that's a really big problem with people, is that when you grow up in a town where people do wear very nice things and they wear something new every day, it can be really hard to try and keep up with the crowd. And I think it's important that we come to terms with, we don't have to be like everyone else, we can be ourselves. So in my town, I know that a lot of girls are very skinny and have very similar features, and for someone who, I've never had stick straight hair, my hair's always had like a weird wave to it, and my hair's always been super voluminous. It was hard for me, and I know it sounds like a weird thing. People always say I love your hair, but I have always hated my hair because it was super thick. I know this sounds weird, but I've always had really thick, like big hair, because I know right now it's not super big, but my hair sometimes is like that, like a triangle. And I've always hated that because everyone around me had stick straight hair, and later on I found out that they straightened their hair, but I mean it was really weird for me to not be like everyone else. I also always was more developed. I had more developed body earlier on, and that was really hard for me, even though it was beautiful, and I should have known that I was beautiful and that my features were beautiful, and people were probably not, people would have wanted those features. People love to have thick hair, people love to have a very womanly body, but at the time I was very self-conscious because nobody else had that. And I think it's important that girls see their features as beautiful, and they don't think that just because they're not like everyone else means that they're ugly, because I've always thought that it was weird that I was like the way I was, that I didn't have a thin, stick straight body, which is not true. I'm beautiful the way I am, and I've had to come to terms with that I don't look like everyone else. I look different because I am different, and everyone else is different. They don't look all alike, it's just in your head. Everyone is different in their own way, and just because you have more round eyes and they're less narrow doesn't make you less beautiful. And I know these sound really strange, but these are things that I've thought about before. Like, my eyes are more round than other people's, and I have a bigger face. In general, my face is just bigger. It's not as narrow as other girls, and my hair is bigger, and I have a more womanly body. And it's been hard for me because I've had to see that I'm not like everyone else, that I'm different, and I've had to almost fall in love with what I am, not with what what other people are or what I think other people are going to think of me, just what I am. And I think that's something that really affects girls' confidence, is when they think they have to be something that they don't have to be. People, as long as you're yourself, people will love you. As long as you're happy with yourself, people will love you. And if they don't, then that's really their loss. And that'll kind of transition me into my next topic, which is girls talking about each other, and gossip can really just hurt other people. Because if you are a person who sees someone come in, and honestly I think sometimes girls are jealous. Sometimes someone will see something that they like and be jealous, so they'll put them down. Also, I think that letting people in is hard. When you're worried that people are going to judge you or hurt you, I think that it can be hard to let people in and let people see who you really are. And you might build up a wall. A wall that I've built up over the years has been a confidence wall. So acting super loud and crazy has been almost a boundary I've set up. So when I meet someone new, I act very like out there and stuff, when on the inside I might not be so confident with myself. And someone might look at me and go, wow, she has so much confidence, but they don't know how much I'm hurting on the inside or something like that, because it's very hard to show people who you truly are, and you can be worried that people are going to judge you for who you are. When you see that your family is different, or that you are different in a way than other people, it can be hard. And again, that goes back with coming to terms with yourself and being yourself and loving yourself, because you are beautiful. When you're going through an awkward phase, just know that you're going to grow out of that, and you're going to be beautiful, and you're going to blossom into a butterfly. And just being confident with who you are, because as long as you're confident with yourself, I think that you can do anything. Just because maybe you are not as skinny, or you're more chubby, or you have a bigger face, or you're just different than other people around you. Just having confidence with yourself and loving yourself will just make people like you, because people aren't going to like someone who's negative and constantly picking on themselves. People are going to think, wow, that person really needs to get with it. And I mean, they're not going to think that, but they're probably, I don't know, I think just if you have confidence with yourself, you're going to make so many friends, and it's just going to open a whole new world to you. And something that I haven't mentioned yet has been peer pressure. And this has been something that I think is super important, and it really is hard for girls, because, for instance, an example of pressure has been the pressure to have a boyfriend. And this pressure has been there since 6th grade. The minute you get to middle school, I feel like people are already talking about relationships. And even though they aren't real relationships, I mean, your boyfriend in 6th grade doesn't exactly count. But I think that the pressure to have a boyfriend and be cool has always been there. And especially when you get to high school, everyone's getting boyfriends, everyone's hooking up with people and doing these things, and you kind of feel the pressure to be like them. But if you're not ready to go have a boyfriend, you're not ready to make that commitment to someone else. And I think that's really important, that you really are sure that you are ready for a boyfriend when you get one, because it's like a whole new thing for you, and not letting your boyfriend pressure you. And I think that it's always been there, that pressure to find a boyfriend, but if you're not ready, then you're not ready. And surround yourself with people who are happy, and people who are happy with themselves, and it will just help you. And surrounding yourself with negative people isn't really going to help if you already are struggling, so just try and find people that you can really relate to. Don't try and stick with that old friend group just because you're afraid to try new things. Try and find that new friend group who you have more in common with, and honestly, just be yourself and love yourself. And that's the best advice that anyone can give you. It's not how to put on some eyeliner, it's not how to style a t-shirt, it's how to love yourself. And that's the best advice that really the best skill that you can ever have is loving yourself and being confident with yourself. And I'm not perfect. I still talk to people, I still have to talk to people about my problems, and I sometimes feel really not happy, but this is the advice that I can give you on how to feel happy, because the person that I was in 6th grade is not the person I am today. I am much happier, much more confident, much more just happy with myself than I was in years past. And I have evolved to be this person over time with the advice that I give you, just not caring and just finding parts of yourself that maybe you didn't think were beautiful that are. So I hope you like this video, and I really want you to all think about how much you are beautiful in your own way. So I'll talk to you guys later, and bye!